We stand at the crossroads of an age where distractions beckon from every corner, where the noise of the world drowns the voice of our inner self. Yet within this chaos lies a path carved by the wisdom of the ancients, a path that leads to the mastery of self. It is the path of Stoicism, a philosophy not of abstract thoughts, but of action, of discipline, and of unyielding fortitude. Today, we journey together through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic legends to uncover 10 principles that forge self-discipline, a discipline not merely to survive but to thrive, to rise above the fray and become masters of our own fate. These principles, when embraced, will serve as the foundation upon which we build our lives, shielding us from the storm of destructive emotions and guiding us towards a life of purpose, control, and unwavering strength. 1. The dichotomy of control. At the heart of Stoicism lies the recognition of what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, taught us that some things are up to us and some things are not. This dichotomy is the cornerstone of self-discipline. By focusing only on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, we liberate ourselves from the futile pursuit of external validation and the chaotic whims of fate. We must learn to detach from the uncontrollable, to let go of our need to control outcomes and others, and instead channel our energy into mastering our own minds. This is where true power lies, in the steadfast control of our inner world. We cannot dictate the world's actions, but we can dictate our reactions. 2. The discipline of desire. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Desire, when unchecked, becomes a tyrant, leading us astray from our true purpose. To build self-discipline, we must exercise restraint in our desires, understanding that contentment comes not from external possessions, but from the mastery of our own minds. The Stoic discipline of desire is not about renunciation, but about moderation. We must ask ourselves continually, are our desires in harmony with our values? Are they leading us toward or away from our true selves? In this way, we align our desires with the path of virtue, ensuring that they serve us rather than enslave us. 3. The power of voluntary discomfort. Seneca, one of Rome's greatest Stoic thinkers, advocated for the practice of voluntary discomfort. He urged us to set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself all the while, is this the condition that I feared? By willingly embracing discomfort, we harden ourselves against the unexpected hardships of life and build a resilience that becomes the bedrock of our self-discipline. We do not seek out suffering for its own sake, but we do not shy away from it either. Instead, we use it as a tool to strengthen our resolve, to remind ourselves that we are more than our circumstances, and that true discipline is forged in the crucible of adversity. 4. The practice of mindfulness. The Stoics were practitioners of mindfulness long before it became a modern buzzword. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the importance of living in the present moment, urging us to confine yourself to the present. This focus on the here and now is essential for cultivating self-discipline. By anchoring our minds in the present, we free ourselves from the regrets of the past and the anxieties of the future, allowing us to act with clarity and purpose. Mindfulness in Stoicism is not passive observation, but active engagement with our thoughts and actions. It is the discipline of constant self-awareness, of checking our impulses before they lead us astray, and of aligning our actions with our highest values. 5. The art of negative visualization. A powerful Stoic technique for building self-discipline is negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenarios to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for any outcome. As Seneca advised, he robs present idols of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. By contemplating potential misfortunes, we reduce their impact when they occur, and more importantly, we strengthen our resolve to endure and overcome them. Negative visualization is not about pessimism, it is about preparation. It is the discipline of fortifying our minds against the unknown, of ensuring that we are not caught off guard by life's challenges. Through this practice, we build an inner resilience that allows us to face any adversity with calm and composure. 6. The discipline of assent. In Stoic philosophy, the discipline of assent refers to the careful examination of our impressions before accepting them as truths. As Epictetus cautioned, don't let your reflection on the whole sweep you away. Instead, say, wait a minute, let me see who you are and where you're from. Let me put you to the test. This practice is crucial for self-discipline, as it teaches us to question our immediate reactions and to act based on reason rather than emotion. We must cultivate the habit of pausing before we react, of questioning our initial impulses, and of choosing our responses deliberately. This discipline of assent allows us to maintain control over our emotions, to act in alignment with our values, and to avoid the pitfalls of rash decisions. 7. The acceptance of fate. The Stoics taught the principle of amor fati, the love of one's fate. Marcus Aurelius wrote, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but active embrace of the life we are given. It is the recognition that our circumstances, however challenging, are the raw materials from which we forge our character. To build self-discipline, we must learn to accept what comes our way with grace and resilience. We do not bemoan our fate. We embrace it, knowing that it is through these very trials that we are refined and strengthened. This acceptance frees us from the tyranny of wishing things were different and empowers us to focus on what we can control. Our response to our circumstances. 8. The pursuit of virtue. At the core of Stoic philosophy is the pursuit of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not abstract ideals, but practical principles that guide our actions and decisions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This unwavering commitment to virtue is the foundation of self-discipline, as it requires us to align our actions with our highest principles, regardless of external pressures. The pursuit of virtue demands constant vigilance, a commitment to self-examination, and the courage to act in accordance with our values, even when it is difficult. It is through this relentless pursuit that we build the self-discipline necessary to live a life of purpose and integrity. 9. The discipline of action. Stoicism is a philosophy of action. As Marcus Aurelius urged, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Self-discipline is not about endless contemplation, but about taking decisive action, about embodying the principles we espouse. It is the discipline of doing, of translating our values into deeds, and of consistently acting in accordance with our highest ideals. We must cultivate the habit of action, of moving forward with purpose and determination, of refusing to be paralyzed by indecision or doubt. This discipline of action is what propels us toward our goals and ensures that we do not squander the precious time we have been given. 10. The embrace of mortality. Finally, the Stoics remind us of the inevitability of death, not to induce fear, but to inspire action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." The awareness of our mortality is a powerful motivator for self-discipline, as it reminds us that our time is limited and that we must make the most of every moment. By embracing our mortality, we cultivate a sense of urgency and purpose. We are motivated to live fully, to act with intention, and to focus on what truly matters. This awareness helps us to prioritize our actions, to let go of trivial concerns, and to commit ourselves fully to the pursuit of virtue and the development of self-discipline. Conclusion: as we reflect on these 10 Stoic principles, we see that self-discipline is not a singular act, but a way of life. It is the continuous practice of aligning our actions with our values, of mastering our desires, of embracing discomfort, and of living with mindfulness and purpose. It is the recognition that true freedom comes not from the absence of constraints, but from the mastery of our own minds. We are the architects of our own destiny, and through the teachings of Stoicism, we have been given the tools to build a life of strength, resilience, and unwavering discipline. Let us, therefore, commit ourselves to this path, not merely as an intellectual exercise, but as a lived philosophy. Let us strive together to embody these principles, to overcome the destructive emotions that hold us back, and to forge a life of true self-discipline. For in this pursuit, we do not stand alone. We walk in the footsteps of the great Stoic philosophers, guided by their wisdom and strengthened by the knowledge that we are capable of becoming the masters of our own fate.